What's up, YouTube? This is it's an update video. Update of our 2024 program and an update on the S10. So 2024 is shaping up to be an outstanding year for racing. And our calendar is already full. I mean, I'm right next to full. The only month that we don't have anything in is July. And to be honest with you, it's hot in July, and I'm not real sure what we're going to do yet. But every weekend from February 25th, which is our 573 boys no trailer race. But every weekend starting there, pretty well for the rest of the year is full. There's a few skips in between, but not many. With that being said, we are excited to get going 2024 racing. We're super excited. Now, update on what I've got going on. So we sold the Mustang. It was in the last video. Well, we actually offered it up for sale in the last video, and it sold pretty well immediately. So we got rid of our Kodiak. We got rid of a few other things. The last thing that I'm going to put up for sale is my trailer, the 2023 Continental Cargo Automaster. It's a 34-foot bathroom package. It's brand new. I only pulled it to a couple races. Dylan Cato, he took it down to the pad. He raced at the New Year's Eve deal at the pad and borrowed the trailer. And literally, that's the farthest it's been pulled, and he took better care of it than I did, because Dylan washed it twice. So we're going to put it up for sale. Price to be determined. I'm not sure yet. I may sell it with tools and everything, or I may sell it empty. Just, I don't know. If you know somebody looking, tell them hit me up on here, Facebook, text me, whatever. But I'll put a picture in here of it. It's silver with the blackout package. I can't remember exactly the color of silver, frost, silver, some crap. But I'll put a picture in here, and we'll go from there. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. So you've seen the last video. If you haven't, go watch it. It's called Resurrection of an Old Friend. So this, I got a lot of hate mail from that. I said this was the beater, my old truck. I said that me and my wife pulled it out of the barn and spent a little time putting it back together. Well, we didn't. And I figured that maybe everybody would know that. They would tell by the looks of this truck that it was not the beater. And I'll put a picture in here for comparison. But this is not it. We bought this truck from Jamie Fisk. He put this thing together actually back when we had just parked the beater and he was putting this together. Just coincidental that it happened to be same body style, same color, a little better shape than mine for sure, but he put this thing together. It took him a little while, and he didn't make very many passes on it, and he decided that he wanted to do something different. We made a deal and we bought it. So with that being said, of course, with like any new build or new adventure or whatever you want to call it, we had a few things that we wanted to do different on the truck. Jamie had it on methanol, and he had a little radiator, and I really don't know what he was gonna do with it, and I'm not sure that he knew what he was gonna do with it. So we got it home. First thing we did is we swapped back to the bigger radiator so we can drive it on the street and stay cool. I'll put a picture of that in here. So the next thing we did after putting the big radiator back in it is that we swapped it back over to E85, pump E85. We're not going to run alcohol. We do still have some alcohol, but you know, I thought, nah, we're going to drive it. We're going to run in some True Street classes, things like that. So we're going to switch it back over to E85, and we're going to do pump E85. So we did that, we got it running, and actually went and made one pass. We made one pass on the street with just a small tune-up that basically for a starting point or a base point, if you will. So we did that, and we also wanted to look at some data and see what things were doing. Well, Jamie didn't have a few sensors on it that I like, so we ended up adding some sensors and a few things that I like to watch just because I want to. So after looking at the data, once we got back to the shop, we realized that there was a few things wrong, or not right, not wrong, not bad, not terrible, but a few things that just, you know, that I didn't like, and actually Mike didn't like it. So what we ended up having to do, we had some converter charge pressure that was pretty high. So we had a Hughes dump valve kit here that they sponsored us, I don't know, 3 years ago, 2 years, whatever it was, 2 years ago, whenever it was. And it didn't work for our last program. We took it off, and I happened to have it. So we installed it on here. And the reason being, we went from about 140 pounds of converter charge pressure before we put it on, and after we put it on, we ended up getting down to around 80, 85, 88, somewhere in that area. It's kind of inconsistent in a sense, but so we're not going to beat the thrust bearing out of the motor anyways, so that helped that part of it. So the next thing that we did, after talking it over with the wife and kind of giving it some thought, we decided that this program is not near as intense as what it was for the El Camino, and we wanted simplicity for both her and I. So we ended up installing a backup camera. Doesn't seem like much to some, but to us, it's gonna simplify a few things. And I'll kind of put a video in here of it. We have it installed right now, and we have it operational. It will take some adjustment. You know, it'll take, just like anything else, we'll have to kind of make a few fine-tune adjustments once we get to using it. But yeah, we installed the backup camera for the simplicity of the whole program. Will it work? I don't know, but we're gonna give it a shot and see what happens. It's awful dark in here, and actually this doesn't do it justice. Right now I've got it in picture-in-picture. So it's a front camera with a rear camera, and I've got it wired to the trans brake. When I go on the trans brake, whoops, let me turn the ignition on. I go on the trans brake, and the little camera does have 4 very bright LEDs on it. And right now I've got it set to where those reverse lines will be in the middle of your burnout lines. The red are actually really, really close. I just took some 2x4s and laid them off the inside of the tires and kind of got an idea. So adjusting the camera obviously kind of adjusts those lines a little bit, but I think that's going to be really nice. And of course, when you let off the trans brake, it goes back to the front camera, which, like I said, I got it in picture-in-picture, and you can change all that. And it records, or you can not record. It records audio. Just, you can do several things with it. I literally got that thing off Amazon for 30 bucks. And I will put a video link to the, I will put a, I said a video link. I will put a link to the camera in my description. So if anybody's looking for something like that, like I said, it was 30 bucks. It's a very simple setup, plugs into a cigarette lighter, plug in. It does have a battery. It does all kinds of stuff. It's got parked car motion detect and I don't know, a whole bunch of crap. But yeah, check it out. They're really nice for 30 bucks. I mean, I know you guys spent more than 30 bucks on less, so. The next thing we installed that Jamie didn't have in the truck is an electric shifter. And I don't care what you say about electric shifter. Man, it's nice. You know, it'd be the same thing as one of these new cars have an overdrive transmission, or, you know, automatically you leave them in drive, you can tune and shift or whatever. So what's the difference in me putting an electric shifter in this versus someone running a 4L60 that shifts for them? So we installed electric shifter. We want both hands on the wheels, whether this thing runs 7 O's or 5 O's. We want both hands on the wheel at all times. So we installed electric shifter. Call it race car, call it what you want. Everybody else does it with a electronically shifted transmission. Why can't I do it with a solenoid on the shifter? So the next big difference that we did, Jamie had a Race Pack IQ3 dash in this thing. And even though those things are neat and very informative, we decided that we wanted our Pro Dash back in it. So we put our Pro Dash back in it. And one of the main reasons is it's got a speedometer. You know, it's nice to know your speed when you're out riding around on the streets, because we are going to drive it on the streets. So, and then one other thing that we did, Jamie had the steering wheel where it damn near hit him in the face. We ended up cutting the steering extension down so we could get the wheel away from us, make it a little more comfortable for me to drive. And as far as that goes, we're getting pretty well close to the things that we have done, and we've got just very few things left. With that being said, what is left to do is we've got a fuel cell coming in. We ordered it's a 17-gallon fuel cell. It should be here early this coming week. And only thing we should have to do is weld 2 bungs on it, a dash 16 for the pump, and a dash, well, I guess a dash 10 for the return. Put the fuel cell in it. We are switching the truck over to strictly going to run on a radial instead of the slick that Jamie had on it, which is fine. But, like I said, most of the classes will require us to have a radial, so we're going to put a radial on it, get it back on the scales and scale it. I'm sure we're going to have to mess with the bar angle some. It's got some Smith Racecraft Assassin bars and 417 brackets in the front. I'm sure, like I said, we'll have to get it back on the scales and get all that in check. And really, that's about it. After that, I mean, it should be good to go. We've made a few other small, subtle changes that probably ain't really worth talking about. But for the most part, we just kind of made it ours, made it for what we're going to do with the truck, if that makes any sense. But after that, we get the tires, which, I mean, they should be here next week. I don't know. I haven't checked to see when they'll be here. The weather's kind of had things held up. We got, 33 inches of snow around here, and it's been cold. But we'll get the radials on it, and then after that, it'll be test time. Also, my buddy Aaron Wallace, who bought the Mustang from me, I think he's got a few small things he wants to do to it to kind of make it his. He's a bigger guy, taller than me. Oh, he's probably 75, 80 pounds heavier than me. That might be cutting him shy, but he's got a few things he wants to do to that, and then we'll be testing that as well. So our first race, like I said, February 25th at Skelton Raceway, Sykeston, Missouri, the back of the track, no trailer race. Rules are posted on my Facebook page, and I also posted a copy of the rules in my YouTube community. You can go there and find them. And any questions about that, hit me up, and I'll be more than happy to answer them, or whatever comes up or we need to discuss, or if you think something may be too much of a gray area that you might want to hit me up about fitting the rules before you make the drive. Hit me up, let me know, text me. Like I said, you got Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, any of that stuff. So other than that, guys, I think just a little channel update and kind of a life update. the S10, we are still trying to come up with a name for it. I'm a firm believer in naming your vehicles. I don't know why, I always have. But we're still trying to come up with a name. Nothing has really stuck to it yet, or you know, my wife either hasn't liked it, or I haven't liked it, or we haven't liked it, or so we need some help. Hit up the comments with what you think. What you think maybe a name might stick, and you know, and if we use your name, we'll definitely compensate you. What we do have though, guys, is some cooler cups that should be coming in. It's the 573 boys. I'll put a picture of the logo in here so you can see what the design is. We also have some stickers. We're having stickers made right now, the hashtag 573 boys, and we will have various colors that is in the works. And we will be selling a few stickers and cooler cups and things of that nature to help support what we're trying to do. So, but I think that's going to be about it. You guys, like I said, if you have any questions or anything, or just hit me up in the comments, leave me a message on here or whatever, and we'll go from there. So I appreciate everybody that is subscribed and that watches the channel, and the ones that aren't subscribed, go ahead and do that now, please. Subscribe and like, share this so we can get the content out there, and we're gonna have more content to come, and hopefully 2024 is one for the books. So I think that'll be it. We'll see you later, guys. One more thing I forgot to mention, we do have a Maximizer 5 Nitrous Progressive controller for sale. Got the screen, got the mount, all the necessary cables, the programming cable, blah blah blah. We do have one of those for sale, and if you're interested in that, hit me up. I'm selling it for Chris Phelps, but we'll make a deal on that. We got to get it gone. He's not going to use it anymore. He's switching over to twin turbos, but I'll put pictures of it in here as well. So if you're interested in that, hit me up, let me know, leave a comment, and maybe we can make a deal and get that thing shipped to you.